Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Lunch and Learn. I'm really excited about today's topic because today I'm talking about 3 tips to beat the holiday stress. So, you may have noticed that this past week or so, people seem to be a bit more on edge. Perhaps you really like enjoying the holiday season and you want to enjoy it instead of dreading it. And you want to really make the most of this time. You don't want to be in that high stress mode. You want to be really spending the first 2 years or 2 weeks of the new year, getting all my time frames mixed up, spending the first 2 weeks of the new year really running and sprinting into the rest of the year instead of holding yourself back and catching up and recovering from the holidays. So what we're going to talk about today is really how you can minimize holiday stress and find new ways of being resourceful. So at Abundance Academy, we will be winding down a bit over the holidays. I am up north with my family. Kelsey's heading out of town for a couple weeks. The kids are outside playing, not sure if they're coming in or not. So it is an awesome time of year. And I think this is one time where we can really, truly count our blessings. So I want to know where you're coming in from. So let me know who you are and where you are coming in from, and just celebrate with us. And if you're catching up by replay, type in replay in the chat. Now, I recently stumbled on an article as I was online, and it was sharing that 80% or more of Americans feel highly stressed during the holidays. And when I read that and I thought about it, I'm like, okay, I can see how that can happen. But I was really quite surprised at first, because when I think of the holidays, I get this picture of this like picture perfect TV scene at Christmas where the snow is just falling just like it is out here, right? You have a white Christmas, everyone's hugging, everyone's getting along, and it's like that ideal movie scene. However, when you really think about movies, you think about the family drama that happens in the movies, or some kind of drama that happens in order to get to that picture perfect scene so that it's even more and more joyful. And while we never want the drama or the struggle in our lives, it's the contrast that can make things exciting and that can make the good times even better. Now, I know a lot of people out there right now, people are struggling financially. People are strapped for time. There is family drama happening. I know some people have lost their jobs over the holidays. Others are pressed to meet deadlines and burning the candle at both ends. Kids are out of school. They may or may not go back in the new year, right? There's a lot of pressure to buy and also receive gifts. The list can go on and on. And even from an energetic perspective, there are even more dynamics in this going on. So why am I sharing with you? I'm painting a bit of a gloomy picture. Well, it's a matter of perspective. And while you can't always change the circumstances, you can decide how you're going to show up and whether you're going to react to a situation or respond with elegance and grace. So here's what you need to know, right? I talked about contrast. And so we have something called the Law of Polarity. And the Law of Polarity states that everything has an opposite. When there's good in something, it has the equal and opposite potential or when there's bad in something, it has the equal and opposite potential for good. And it's your job to find it. Sometimes we don't realize that it's our job to find the good in things. But I'm not even going to say if, I'm going to say when you're in a highly stressful state, that's what we really want to find out. However, sometimes going from high stress to like calming and enjoying and relaxing and really being present in the moment, it can't always happen in one big jump or even one little jump. So there's 3 steps I want to give you in order to get out of this holiday stress. So 3 tips, and it's almost like you can do them in chronological order. They work really well. You can do them at any point, but if you do them in this order, they will work really, really well for you. So first and foremost, if you have a pen and paper, I want you to write the word release. Okay, write the word release. And release can come with many, many different things. But if you think of stress like a pot of boiling water, right? This pot of boiling water gradually heats up, and then it gets to this boiling point where it starts to bubble. And if you have a lid on, it'll bump the lid will move, because it's got to let the steam out, or it'll just keep rattling. And so the heat needs to come out, and it's the same with stress. So if your stress levels get really, really high, it's like that energy in the pot, and you've got to do something to let it go. So what can you do to let it go? What can you do to release? Even just something like that, like take a big breath and just let it out. Something as simple as that. Really, really deep breathing. I have something a Reiki practitioner taught me, an energy flick. That I do that as a simple, quick release when I need to. Going for a walk or a run, finding a punching bag, right? If you have a punching bag, spending a few minutes on your punching bag, or doing some sort of exercise or fitness class, maybe turning on some holiday tunes and dancing around the house and singing at the top of your lungs, power cleaning till you sweat, whatever works for you, using a stress ball. We do a lot of different release work with clients, and sometimes we even call it rage work, especially with some of the breakthrough sessions that I do at the Abundance Academy, because it's so important that you have a healthy way to release stress, to release negative emotions, to release that accumulated energy, and literally let off steam. So point number 1 is release, okay? Point number 2 is relax to recharge. Okay, so this is something I have definitely had to learn. Right? When you're in a relaxed state, you actually turn your parasympathetic nervous system on, and you get out of that fight or flight mode. It's like listening to The Flight of the Bumblebee, which is a really, really, really fast song, versus a sound bath or just some calming meditation music. Or it's like watching an action movie versus stepping into a feng shui house. Okay, there's a very different dynamic. And when you get into that calming state, your heart doesn't have to pound so hard. You start to breathe, right? Your heart rate slows down, you start to breathe, your body feels safe. Your body is able to really let go. You're able to get into a creative state. You're able to really start receiving and turning your receiving energy on. And the thing is, especially with things like cell phones, most people don't know how to relax, because we always have this instant gratification, and we're getting these constant dopamine hits by checking our phone, checking our emails, checking our messages. And so even something as simple as turning your phone on, or getting rid of your phone. I know one of my friends recently, her phone broke down, and she's like, at first I was a little uncomfortable, but then it was actually the most calming day or two of her life, because she didn't have her phone. I know when I've forgotten my phone at home, at first you're like, oh my goodness, what will I do if I can't get in touch with people for an hour or 2 or even 4? And then you realize it's not so bad. Life will go on, and you'll notice that you tend to calm down. So relax to recharge is key. Most people don't know how to relax. And if you do, congrats to you. You want to get into that calm state most of the time, because that's when your body feels safest, and that's when you can actually be most productive. That's when you can be in your element, is when you can get into your calm state to turn your greatness on. So one of the keys to this is less is more. Okay? One key to relaxation and recharging, less is more. More isn't better, right? More relaxation isn't necessarily better. You want to just do what you need to do, and do it in a calm and orderly state. So less alcohol, fewer priorities, right? Fewer promises, fewer things in your schedule, less clutter, less technology, clear your physical space, right? Less stuff around you. Clear your calendar, clear your body, cleanse your body, right? Less is more. Don't overeat. Just eat what you want and what you need. So less is more it's really key to relaxing and recharging. And other things that you can do to really help turn that parasympathetic nervous system on, so you can get into that calm state, is breathing. So really slow, deep breaths. We've got some more structured breathing exercises that we do with clients. You go take a nap. Do some grounding exercises, right? Go, if you have a beach or grass around you, go put your feet in the sand, go put your feet on the grass, go outside. Even just if you're in the cold, just like we are, go spend more time outside in nature. Even just physically being in nature is going to be huge. You can use essential oils. You can use gemstones. You can get body work done. You can go to the spa or even do at-home spa treatments. And you could even sit in quiet without any devices. Turn everything on airplane mode, or commit to not turning anything on until 8, 9, or even 10 in the morning. So there are so many different techniques you could use. A couple others that we do are like self-hypnosis. We have an instant belief shift that we do in the Abundance Academy. And this is absolutely huge because these are ways you can get resourceful and calm like that. It's like, boom, special breathing technique, self-hypnosis, instant belief shift, and you are good to go. So you want to make sure to relax and recharge. That is point number 2. Point number 3 is renew. And this is where you can get really intentional and creative to stimulate yourself in a good way and allow yourself to be present and in the moment, really appreciating the now. Stress often comes from replaying and looping a negative story, or maybe even finding negative stories in the past or making up scenarios of what could be in the future and looping those as well. And when you keep making stuff up or replaying old movies that aren't serving you, of course, you're going to get into that state of stress. So your job is to get focused, get present, and in the now where nothing else matters. And letting your creativity and imagination run wild is the most powerful force. It's the most powerful thing the world has ever known. That's what Einstein really talks about, is letting your imagination, letting your creativity run wild. And I think kids are a beautiful example of that. We've got a couple kids here at the cottage. And when I look at my son, when I look at his cousin and they're playing, they are just so fully present. They are so in the now. They are living in the moment, and nothing else matters, right? Nothing else matters. They want to. I remember they were when my son was first painting and he was learning about mixing colors. I had put 2 different colors and he'd mix them, and he was just fascinated that these 2 colors, like you mix blue and yellow and they make green. And so when he started this, he was so fascinated by it. And even though now he knows that, he still loves doing it. He tells me, "Hey mama, look, if I mix blue and yellow, I make green." And he'll tell me every time he sees green, "Did you know that green is made up of blue and yellow?" It's so simple, but kids learn through fun. Kids learn through creativity. So really step into that creative zone of genius, because that is one way you can renew yourself. You can light that fire inside, is by doing different things and looking at life from a childhood lens. Okay. Kids play games, kids create, kids get messy, kids have so much fun. They will go paint and then they will create their masterpiece. You may not know what it is. They will have paint all over them. But they are so proud of their masterpiece and have that sparkle in their eye. This is what you want to do. So go do a puzzle, go for a walk, tune into nature, really pay attention to the beauty around you. Right? Breathe in the beauty and don't count your steps while you're walking. Just really feel fully present. Read something for fun. Start a creative project. Try a new recipe. Reconnect with a friend that you haven't spoken with or seen in a while. Journal with your non-dominant hand, because any strategic journaling exercises that I've done, if my clients are watching this, any strategic exercises I've given you, do them with your left hand and you're going to come out with an even better and different outcome, because it will use a different part of your brain. So it might take longer, be a little more difficult to read. However, it's even more powerful because you don't step into default mode as you answer that question. So step into that magic, step into that wonder, and step into that for yourself. So that was point number 3. That is renew. So I hope this has given you some ideas. Let me know if there are any ideas that you want to take away from this, that you want to take action on, that we talked about, right? We talked about releasing, relaxing, and renewing. So we are still, we are still accepting some clients for a couple of our programs. I have opened up a couple of one-on-one breakthrough sessions in January. We've actually had some people ask me about that. So they've messaged me about that through direct messenger. So if you guys are watching the replay, then I have actually opened up 2 new spots, not in December, but January. Then I've also got a couple of spots open for the Thinking into Results program if that is interest to you. So we've got a couple more days before the holidays, and we will be meeting with people. We'll have a few appointments next week. So if any of that is of interest to you and you are interested in renewing yourself and giving yourself the gift of you, that allowing yourself to step into the absolute best version of you, whatever that is, let us know, because we can help. We can really, really, truly help. I don't know what the best solution is, but let's have a conversation and see what is a good fit for you. So just to recap, the 3 ways to beat holiday stress are release. Okay, so release, that means let go of the tension, let go of the schedule, let go of your energy, right? Get over that boiling point, let the steam go. Step 2, relax and recharge. Okay, this is where you actually calm down so you can speed up in a very different way. This is where you do your breathing, you take your nap, you do your grounding exercises, you say no to things, you put less stuff into your calendar, and then you renew, you get creative, you put your childlike imagination on, and you start looking at life through a sense of wonder. And as soon as you start to do this, you can get your hands messy, you can create something brilliant. But as soon as you do that, magical and wonderful things will start happening for you. And you're going to be having so much fun, you won't even be in a stress mode. So I hope you do have a magical and wonderful holiday season this year, whenever you're watching this video. I hope you have a beautiful and magical day. If you are interested in having a conversation, just direct message me, send us a message, or book an appointment through the link in our bio, whether it's for a breakthrough, whether it's for thinking into results, or just to find out what it is that we can do to help you. You guys have a happy, happy holiday, and we will see you guys again soon. Bye for now.